Hello, everybody, and welcome in. It's the EUIC Bootcamp hosted by ENGAGE. Spartan Tano here. I have my good buddy Lobo on the other side, actually, and you're never going to believe who else is here, chat.
Oh,
I found a food!
what's going on, guys?
No way!
Hello.
It is amazing to be here in person casting some Pokemon Unite. The teams have arrived. We've got Vivid Arise here. We've got Nemesis here. T3 here. Teams from all over the regions are here. And it's amazing to see them come and get involved in some Pokemon Unite. But Lobo, how are you doing, buddy?
Oh, mate, I'm amazing. I'm in our home country. Fu, you are visiting the motherland of us all, to be honest. And I always forget how tall you are in person right now, and mate, you look good.
We're gonna fit into the stream here. It's been great here,
How is the UK world treating you, my friend? Are you having fun over there?
No, it's a great time. I mean, we're gonna be playing very soon, so this is the last chance for team to really get some games going, and we've got a great show for you guys today because I mean some of the biggest names are here at the boot camp, and I mean we get to cast the act.
Yeah, that's the hype's for it. And of course, we're going to be doing this exhibition match, though, Lobo. Of course, it's going to be Vivid Arise versus Nemesis. And it is an exhibition match. I may have put out a tweet saying it was an execution match, but it absolutely isn't. And we're going to be picking what the teams are going to be playing as random. There's going to be set rules because of this exhibition match they're going to be going for. A bit of everything, to be honest here, Lobo, which means there's not really going to be a straight sense of Pokemon Unite coming into this.
No, absolutely not. But I'm looking at it here, Tyler. These teams are already ready to go. They are ready to go. They're ready to get started because I think the Unite fever is just hitting everybody, man. I think everyone's so excited with all the teams, the players. I know Pokemon Center visits, all that kind of stuff. But we have some really, really fun exhibition matches coming up. I'm really excited to show them and cast them from the other side of the world with you guys.
It's amazing, mate. We're here in the UK, you're there in Australia, and we're casting teams from NA, we're casting teams from EU. It's incredible how regional this game really is. I believe we're just getting a word from production there about getting the game set up, I believe. So I didn't quite hear it. Maybe we'll get a repeat of what's going on, but we're going to be heading into the game very shortly, I believe. I think the teams are set up. They've been playing plenty of ranked games whilst they've been waiting. Of course, it's that experience of coming from NA and playing ranked in the EU. How different can that be?
I have no idea, mate, but check out what we have seen. We've got our drafts already going on. It's Umbreon and Blissey getting banned, Inteleon getting banned, and Lykes is picking up Miraidon. Check out these cameras, Tano. I mean, you guys are there. You get to see these players straight up, but these player cams are so hype, man. This really gives us a look into how these players are going to play, and I'm really excited for it. But let's check out these bans with Santino and Sam picking up the Eldegoss Snorlax combination with Rex picking up Psyduck.
Yeah, this is hype. Really, Nemesis sat there. They're all ready to rock and a roll. We've got Vivid Arise doing the same. Will we see any of this Venusaur coming into action? Metallic taking that Zacian. Potential? No, they've moved off it for another all-rounder here.
Look, I think that Serena is going to come on out. Serena's such a popular Pokemon. It did get nerfed very recently, but I like to see Niagara pick up the Espeon Mewtwo X of all things. I mean, I know this is an all-rounder meta, but like, what are we doing here, Tana? We are seeing Mewtwo X coming to the field, and Vin Diesel going to hover over another all-rounder. 3 all-rounders on one team. That is kind of crazy.
That is the power of exhibition matches, but this is all for a bit of fun. These two teams going up against each other. Of course, Mimikyu coming out to play. So is the Blaziken. We have a grand total of 5 all-rounders in this game, Lower. This is crazy.
That is absolutely insane. And I think that Miraidon is going to feel pretty protected because there's nothing really on the side of the orange team that can really do anything. I think Vivid Arise, they need to get to that Miraidon because it can just sit there and charge beam their way through. But unless it doesn't want to get heavy slammed by Snorlax or drop kicked by Serena, that Psyduck, Zacian, Mewtwo, and Mimikyu combo is going to be very, very fun to deal with up front, buddy.
Yeah, I'm excited for this, mate. Both of these two teams are going to be fighting off together. This is the power of Pokemon Unite Nemesis versus Vivid Arise. It's going to be that two different regions fighting. And of course, there's not much in it but a bit of fun here, buddy. They're getting ready for EUIC that kicks off tomorrow, and they want to get in as much practice as they can. This is going to be an exciting game.
I'm excited to see this one, man. As we head here, look, I know the vibes heading on over at the boot camp right now. I think everyone is just full of excitement, full of fun. The teams look quite engaged, no pun intended, to really be there and just, I guess, playing as many Pokemon Unite games as the big weekend approaches. It's just around the corner, man. And I'm so excited to see it. But again, I'm keen to see what these teams have decided to play out. But like you mentioned, we got that special rule this time round. But for now, we are just going to go with a normal standard 5v5 Pokemon Unite game. And I'm excited. We see Mimikyu inside the central area with Combuskin following suit on the opposite side.
Yeah, NBJames filling in for some Vivid Arise action here, but it looks like Snorlax is also going to go for a cheeky invade here. Santino trying to see what they can take, but Vin Diesel already grabbing that blue buff away on that Mimikyu. He's going to rotate down to that red buff, see if they can take that one away.
No, I don't know. Mimikyu kind of hold up against the Snorlax, even though it's so good at stunning, just hip thrusting its way to stop Mimikyu from really getting to play with its friends. All puns included, but Snorlax does take that away. Unfortunately, Mimikyu went for the attack. Instead, that disguise gets broken. And now Vivid Arise is going to try and cause some problems in this top path. They have to defend against the Zacian Psyduck, and that's a combination I wouldn't want anyone to deal with.
Absolutely. They do manage to grab the level 5 on the Mimikyu, though. Let's see. Zacian does fell down the Glossifer. They're going to push onto the pad here, Lobo. The Snorlax putting up a good defense, though. Does mean Mimikyu needs to run away. We're about to hit these 850 birds spawn, and Zacian's ready to pop that down with that Sacred Sword, and all of that farm goes to the side of Nemesis, and they dive in for some KOs here, buddy, but they're getting pushed around. Zacian with a Sacred Sword falls down, and they take out Snorlax with a good retreat as well.
I have no idea how Combuskin managed to get away from that, surrounded by 5 members almost. Sorry, 4 members. And we are seeing an Electro Drift. Miraidon come out as well. These teams here had a little bit of fun. I don't know, personally, if I was sitting behind a front line of Mewtwo, Zacian, and Mimikyu, I wouldn't want to stand out anywhere. But the two legendary duos now heading onto that top path. Vivid Arise are in a bit of trouble here, buddy, as they are just putting on the pressure. 34-0. Central Altaria is coming up. Can Vivid Arise make a comeback? They need that Blaziken online.
That they do. Mimikyu trying to steal this farm away from them. They have managed to grab a little bit of it with that kick, but we still don't have Blaziken here. James needs it, and they need it now. Mewtwo X takes down Snorlax, and they're not happy with that, Lobo. They want more. They may have been able to catch out the Glossifer there, and they are absolutely on a bit of a back foot right now with Vivid Arise.
There's just the evolutions are struggling. Steenie isn't Serena yet. Gossifleur hasn't bloomed into the beautiful flower that we know it has. Espeon's eject button has been popped. Snorlax is trying to defend against this, but Shadow Claw Mimikyu, there's the Mega Mewtwo. It says sit down in awe of my meganess, as there is just total domination with this team across the board. But we've got evolutions. Serena and Blaziken and Gossifleur are here to play now.
Yeah, they're definitely more of a late side team of Vivid Arise, so they're just about to come into it. If they can pick up this Zacian, it'll be huge, but no, they ended up getting retreated. Their Psyduck came on in and blocked a lot of that damage coming their way. The Sacred Sword lands, Blaziken gets felled, and it seems like Nemesis, despite getting the pressure, have managed to keep up the fight. They're going to be able to win that one as well. Goodbye, Serena. Snorlax has been felled. Will we get a Quadra here, Lobo? They're pushing onto the pad. Eldegoss putting up a massive defense, but Zacian goes for the rip on the Lecky instead. Smart play from Nemesis here.
Oh, absolutely. That's Zacian Unite massive picking up a 3K streak. That Regieleki is gone. And now it is a 6v4 situation. Serena is nowhere. Psychic Solaire gets popped by the Espeon, but to absolutely no effect. Miraidon is here. Electro drifting in and out. Double takedown with the Snorlax and Espeon being felled. Bright future Meteor Storm. The future looks great for Nemesis as they crash into that tier 2. Serena's getting their stacks inside that bottom path. They're on the board. They need to come back. There's lots of experience. Time to play Ms. Pac-Man and scoop up all of that all of those mobs and farms.
Yeah, it seems like Zarsha knew that was going to be the plan. The Queen Ascendant comes out, Metallic manages to get away, 1 HP in a dream, but he hears the full power Sai, and Serena has to run. The Queen is on the retreat, but there's the Psychic, and the Surf comes in as well. Mewtwo X pulls them in, but they still manage to get away. They sacrifice themselves to get the KO, and it didn't work for Nemesis just yet, but Mimikyu says, play with me, takes out the Blaziken, and now they're here to clean up the rest of Vivid Arise.
Doesn't matter if you're friend or foe, Mimikyu just wants to have a friend to play with. Serena's trying to spin to win. Zacian doesn't matter, it's got a sword in its mouth. Does it fell the queen? No, they're just going to manage to get back on out here. 214 to 19 points. 5 minutes left have passed on the board. We're at the halfway mark. Can Vivid Arise come into this now? We need these three in the top part, the Serena, the Blaziken, and the Elder Gods. They need to start working together. They need to start isolating, but there, Infinite Side Strike out of nowhere, trying to get vision on the team. Nemesis wants to know where everybody is. Nice use of that Unite move, as we might just have another engage going as Snorlax gets pulled in. Blaziken going in with the Fire Fist, Serena with the spin, and the Psychic Solaire, the future Meteor Storm rains down on Theosky, ruins Serena on an HP in a dream. Electro Drift causing some problems, takes it down, and now all of Vivid Arise's momentum has halted to a grinding stop.
Ooh, Cotton Cloud Crash comes out of the Elder Goss as well. They're trying to see if they can save the Snorlax, but they get felled for it, and Snorlax goes in anyway. So we see the triple KO for the Zacian. We have a top Lecky on the field as well. 214 points to a lowly 19 at the moment. They are definitely up the back foot right now with Vivid Arise.
Yeah, they are 214, like you said, to 19. Let's have a look at these levels really quickly. We got 2 level 13s in Mimikyu and Zacian, as this top Regieleki just gets ripped down to shreds. At level 12, Miraidon as well. Blaziken almost getting caught out here. Zacian has seen red in its eyes, but no, now it could get caught out. The rest of Nemesis are going to try and help on out. Infinite Sai, the Unite moves are flying. Serena, the Queen, leading by example, going in, gets pushed back by the Surf, avoids the Sword Slashes, mysteriously spins to win on her own. Psychic Solaire managed to pick up a KO on the Mewtwo, but Mimikyu picks up a KO on Serena. The Regieleki has walked into that top path, but Blaziken is here trying to clean up, but Electro Drift manages to get a clean team wipe for your team Nemesis.
Wow, that is a really difficult situation for Vivid Arise to be in. The power spikes that Nemesis have been able to get here, Lobo, are off the charts. Mimikyu has hit level 14, Miraidon at 13. We're not going to be far off a level 12 Psyduck on the field, whilst Vivid Arise are still looking for their first level 13. They've got 50 seconds to go a bit Pac-Man mode here, grab all this farm on the field, because this Rayquaza fight is going to be a fight for their lives.
Oh, that's not where you want to go down, Snorlax. But the Mimikyu hits the Shadow Sneak into the Shadow Claw and takes out Espeon as well. Level 14 Mimikyu, Shadow Sneak and Schmoovin' and Groovin' all over the field. 30 seconds left until the big green dragon spawns. Level 14 Mimikyu. But we've got a level 13 Serena. Just need that Blaziken to hit that level 13 as well, but it does not matter. I don't think Nemesis are going to let anybody get any momentum, but a nice yawn from the Snorlax puts everybody to sleep.
10 seconds before Rayquaza is on the field. Vivid Arise seeing if they can get an approach from this top lane. Nemesis getting really aggressive with it here, Lobo. They are on the side of Vivid Arise, positioned in this pit. They pull in the Snorlax with the Mewtwo X. They do manage to get away with the Heavy Sand. Power Nap comes in. There's the full power Sai, but there was the Sacred Sword in the background as well. They are all falling one by one. They've not been able to take anyone here from the side of Nemesis. It's a triple KO for Miraidon, the Electro Drift and Meteor Storm are too much for Vivid Arise to handle, and with that ace, Nemesis will take this first game.
Oh, that is a team wipe that we did not want to see, but what more do you expect? Miraidon, Zacian, Mewtwo, Mimikyu, Psyduck, every Pokemon that has been on the ban list, the ban jail in past seasons, just being let out, and on the same team, no less. They had too strong of a start, Tano, did Nemesis. But again, we're just getting started here. This is game 1. We still have 5 more games left to go. But this was our normal rule set. Next game, we're going to get a different rule set, a special rule set that these teams have to play by. Vivid Arise, they're going to want some payback in these next games. I can't wait to see what they're going to cook going forward.
Yeah, this is it. These rule sets that are going to come into the rest of this exhibition match means that it's not a normal type of game. It doesn't matter about players because the rules are going to be different. I believe we're getting word that it's going to be draft the enemy. So we'll get some more clarification around that rule set as we come into the next game. But I'm excited for this, Lobo. I feel like it's so good to have these different rules because, again, it just comes down to really the synergy on your team because you have no idea what you're going to be running into.
Yeah, I 100% agree. But again, we could be seeing completely... I'm so excited what we're going to see with Draft Your Enemy because reading the rules right now, teams will pick the Pokemon for the enemy team, draft in draft pick, then restart the game in blind pick with those picks. So, which means we're going to go through 2 draft stages. Essentially, we're going to go through 1 draft where everybody gets to pick their Pokemon that they want their opposition to play. And in that order, I assume, is exactly how they're going to go and do that repick in the normal pick. So I'm so excited, actually, because now the teams aren't actually communicating with one another. They have a barrier between them, so they might be able to hear the communications because they're sitting in the same room, which I absolutely love for the first time. We're seeing this in a Pokemon, especially on anything that we've done, that the teams are just so close they can reach out and touch each other. But now they're going to be choosing each other's drafts in the next game.
I mean, looking at the rest of this game, 91k for Vin Diesel, Ralts with a 93k and 97 for Metallic. The damage was definitely on the side of Nemesis. Vivid Arise put up a good fight there just to try and see if they could sustain themselves in that fight, buddy. But it was all about all those objectives going to Nemesis. They had the advantage with their all-rounders, and it was too much for Vivid Arise to overcome. But, as you say, buddy, going into this next game, they're going to be able to pick the draft for the opposition.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see it. But yes, like the graph shows, the graph tells a picture. You get all the objectives. You do everything you can. A lovely, lovely game between both teams. Again, goes for and picking up double quadras. Did both teams. Really excited. Foo, you're sitting there in the background, buddy. What'd you think of that game? I mean, 3 almost... the former EX Pokemon, Miraidon, Mewtwo, Zacian, and then obviously some of the strongest Pokemons in the format on Mimikyu and Psyduck being brought out to play on one team.
Yeah, I think it was super exciting to see these Pokemons come out, especially for the first game of today's exhibition match. Good to have like a clean slate going in to see exactly what Nemesis and Vivid Arise are made out of before the actual fun begins, right? And with the next mode being draft your own enemy, this is a great time to see how your enemies can play the monster maybe you would like to play yourselves. But knowing that you have to give it to the enemy, is the technique to give them a Pokemon that you don't know how to play properly, or a Pokemon that is really weak, right? And with the bans also coming through, maybe you're banning out Pokemon that you don't want to face, whether it's on your team or on their team. So I think, Lobo, there's a lot of variation that can come through in the next game.
No, I 100% agree with you, but I also think because these are all teams that are competing here at EUIC, they're going through the bootcamp. These are not regular players. Let's be 100% real. These players can probably pick up any single Pokemon that is in the roster of 73 Pokemon. We counted it ourselves not too long ago. I think 74 now with Zacian, 75 and 76 with Suicune and Alolan Raichu coming to the fray. That is a large roster of Pokemon. But again, these players are so talented. They can pick up any Pokemon and probably play it a lot better than I think most of our your audience or our ranked ladders. What do you guys think? Do you see we're going to see any just outrageous picks? Are there any outrageous picks in Pokemon Unite at the moment?
I think there's definitely going to be a few picks, buddy, that's going to be quite interesting. I feel like, speedster-wise, we've got a couple that are doing really well, but there is others that really much aren't at the moment. Gengar struggles in this meta. Maybe they throw a bit of that out. Support-wise, of course, they're all pretty strong again at this moment, but maybe put a Comfy on the team with nothing that it can latch onto and get a lot of value out of. That might be quite an interesting way to go with this.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how we're doing this. We're just going to wait. I think these teams are discussing at the moment how to actually go through this draft. This is just the best part about this. The teams are right next to each other. So, you know, maybe they don't want to go through the whole draft process. They already have an idea of what Pokemon they're going to let their teams play. For us, I think it'll be even funnier just to see the drafts as they go out. So, you know, it's going to be a fun one. I have a prediction that it's just going to be I have a feeling these teams are the mood that I'm getting just through the VC, that it's just fun and chaos going on over there right now. I have a feeling that's what's going on, and I feel like the teams are going to embody that and just bring those choices to the forefront when it comes to this next game. But guys, again, what can we see? I want to ask you guys, any outrageous picks that like even you in ranked would go, I'm not really sure about that one.
I think this is a great opportunity. We might be able to see the 5 defenders again. I think coming out from MIS, right? Back in the day, because like if you can choose exactly the 5 Pokemons that your enemies can pick. I mean, the pure or Eevee comp can come out. 5 speedsters can come out, right? 5 all-rounders, or you know, even having 3 supporters, having 1 like a protect the president kind of vibe, and then maybe a scout like Talent Flame can come through as well. So the fact that you not only are able to choose 1 or 2 Pokemon, but the entire roster the enemy team is going to be playing against you, I think that's a great play. Or Comfy Sableye, you know, put that together. XP share Sableye, non-XP share Comfy, damage dealer, and there's a lot of ideas we're bouncing around.
Yeah, look, I'm actually super interested, but like right here before, I do know that the teams are ready. That's what production has told us. But before we go through, I have the list of rules that we've got here. So we've got draft pick from the top least win rate Pokemon. We've got a betrayal game. The betrayal game is the one I kind of want to see the most. Teams get to choose 1 person from the enemy's side to play for them, but they have to still try and make their team win. So essentially, it's still 5v5, but 1 person is trying to either int or, you know, lose it for their side, trying to make the other team win. Draft your enemy, play the lowest win rate Pokemon, protect the president, Fu, you brought it up, in an actual game format. And then we've got other ones, you know, Team 1 gets to choose a rule for this game, Team 2 gets to choose a rule for the game, and casters get to choose a rule for the game. So I'm actually really excited to see this, but we're in. Fu, we'll see you real soon. But Tana, we're going to game number 2, and this is draft your enemy.
Okay, so I think I'm taking over this one, Lobo.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so
my apologies.
We're going to go through, and I think
completely.
this is where we get to see, if I'm correct, my understanding is Nemesis, all the bans, all the drafts is going to be put up for Vivid Arise to play next game, right? So in this sense, the game is going to get restarted once this drafting finishes, and then we're going to go to blind pick. Is that correct?
I believe so. I believe that's what I'm understanding. That's what we're being told. So we're going to go through this entire draft process, have a look at what is being banned up straight away. Blissey, Umbreon, Glaceon, and I think Zoroark is joining the ban phase as well.
These are going to be the 4 Pokemons that we're not going to be able to see next game, and I think no one really wants to go into Blissey Umbreon lately, whether it's competitive or exhibition match. It's going to be a duo that no one wants to face. But that will mean we have Aznabil picking up the Goodra for the enemy team. Don't forget, Goodra, probably one of the least used defenders, right, in the current scene.
Yeah, it is a Pokemon that has gotten that it got that buff, but still not used all that much. But again, it's interesting. It's actually really, really interesting. I don't know why it's not picked up, probably because of that late level scaling. But what I'm seeing is Psyduck and being picked over as well. So going to be interesting here as Miraidon's also picked up. So I'm assuming what will happen next is that they are picked, like you said, Nemesis is going to pick for Vivid Arise and the other way around going forward.
Yeah, that's it. And that means Psyduck and Miraidon. I mean, they're going to be giving 2 of if the most annoying Pokemon ever to the opposing team to play. I'm just going to check, let's see, with Vivid Arise, one sec, whether they understand that they're going to be going to these 2 Pokemons and they're not going to be drafting for themselves, because that is a duo that no one wants to go into. At the same time, though, they actually are given a Mewtwo Y and a Zacian from Metallic and Relic, so maybe it's not too bad.
I don't know if there was a bit of a miscommunication there, and then Nemesis came back and gave them a Mewtwo and a Zacian, but now I think both teams for these last 3 picks for Vivid Arise and the last 2 picks for the side of Nemesis, they're going to go a little bit more, I want to say unconventional, but these seem like fairly normal picks with Cramorant and Blastoise. Have the teams been told about these rules? We want to see, because we're seeing Sableye and Mimikyu hover over.
Yeah, this is a very interesting comp that's come out, and perhaps, a way to test the Pokemon is to give it to the enemy team to play up against you. Last Pokemon to finish the roster for Nemesis, given by Vivid Rise, is going to be perhaps Hooper. I mean, they're very kind.
Sableye on their team, and there's no healer. There's no healer on either of these teams. Greedent's going to be annoying. Again, like we're seeing Miraidon, we're seeing Psyduck. Those two picks, I think, are going to be the real hindrance, which is, I think, are probably going to give Nemesis the upper hand on this one, Fu.
Yeah, it's a bit early to tell. A lot of strong Pokemon, right, coming out. But I do have to say, though, on paper, that the draft that Nemesis has given to Vivid Rise is really great for something like a score comp, right? With the Sableye and the Dodrio, they have so much mobility to run around. And if it all comes worse, Zacian Unite is not a bad pick either for that comp. So, I mean, this is what's exciting. We're going to go into the next game now, Lobo, and they're going to be able to really show us on paper what the Pokemons and what teams are going to be playing for. And once the game starts, I don't know what chaos they're going to come through with it. And whether we will have a complete domination by one team or get down to the Rayquaza, that's what I'm very, very interested about.
I'm 100% with you there. I really want to see what kind of comps these go, because we've got, like you said, complete score comp on one side with Sableye, Dodrio, and then we've got Greedent on the other side who can also counteract score comps. But then we've got Psyduck as well there, and Psyduck, and I believe it was Miraidon, just able to. I think really Psyduck and Miraidon are able to almost 2v5 almost any comp really nowadays, considering how powerful those two Pokemon are. But I also like the continued water aspect of Blastoise and Cramorant, because the CC hell that they can induce on a team, on their opposing team, is going to be amazing to watch. But we're already in 9 minutes and 30 seconds. There we see Zacian, Greedent, Blastoise, Cramorant central area of all things, Fu.
And there we go. We're looking for some early stacks. Looks like Cramorant is already up in the top path, Lobo. But one thing to stop it is going to be Relics on the Sableye, and maybe get punished from that. We do have a Squirrel running after the Sableye, but they are able to get out there scot-free.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on. But again, Sableye is here. Again, they're still keeping to the same kind of tactics that they do. Mewtwo is heading up top side. We've got all 4 members in that top side as well for the side of Nemesis. We've got Vivid Rise here as well. The Cramorant doing its best, but Sableye proving to be a menace. Little Squirtle is going to get its berries stealed. So it's going to be an interesting one, mate.
Oh, we do have Electro Drift Miraidon on the bottom path, trying to punish this Goomy, but one of the best things Goomy can do is to stay resilient in these type of situations. They won't be able to stop that score, however, their team is already taking that opportunity. We have Vin in the central area, bird versus bird, but when you got 3 heads, Lobo, that's going to be good enough to take them out.
No, they say 3 heads are better than 1, and I think Dojo proved it. To your point, mate, Zacian, Miraidon pops up that electric terrain, being very comfy. Greedent is online. Dodrio is here, but just proving to be a menace. But we'll see how we good. I don't know. But we've got those 8-minute birds. I think Nemesis is just going to take them all for themselves. Zacian, a problem. I don't know if Greedent really wants to go head-to-head with that dog with a sword.
No, I don't think they do. And we have teams coming down into this bottom path now, probably preparing for the birds and be spawning very soon. Do have one Sliggoo. He's going to use the Dragon Pulse moveset, and it's going to get quite stunned with the Hurricane into the Electric Drift. And it's going to be now just a Mewtwo here to defend those 3 people. But the Cavalry could be here, Lobo. We could get another engage.
Yeah, oh, there's the triple trample going on in. Dodrio playing that tri-attack, but it does not matter. Miraidon is there trying to dodge and weave out of place. Dodrio, Mewtwo picks up a nice KO on the Psyduck, and Green goes down. Zacian gets a KO streak of 2 inside that top lane. Just a little bit unfair again. But this is what this draft is all about. 121 to 30, heading on 7 minutes. These objectives are about to spawn.
They are about to spawn, and now we're going to have Metallic wasting no time in the top path, pocketing this regularly for them. It does seem like Vivid Rise have no opportunity to fight any of these objectives because they're constantly trying to take down Vin. And Vin is just getting away with his boosters, coming back in, taking out the War Turtle, and running away scot-free. But as I say this, though, it does get low. However, yet again, one of the ways that Dojo can get out is to run quickly with its boosted attack. We have a Sovereign Swords come through, running in for a potential score there. Bit of mathematics going on, Lobo, as we have another KO for the Mewtwo onto that side up.
Yeah, but there's 3 seconds left, but they waited for Guju to come all the way up. Are they not letting it? They waited for the timer of the Regieleki to go down, but Mewtwo Y is here with all of its power as it Mega Evolves. Psyduck is just going to surf right into it, unhindered by anything. Cramorant is here. Pull up the stun with the Hurricane, but it's not doing that much damage to a Guju that just shrugs it off and gets all of its power back. Electrodupe's going to go in, dig it out nice, but doesn't take out anyone as Dodrio turns back around, picks up a KO streak of 2. Sableye versus Miraidon. Miraidon out in no man's land.
221 points to the name of a Nemesis so far. There's work to do on the side of Vivid Arise. They do have greeted now with their fully evolution. No Unite move yet, but with the covet, it will make their life a little bit easier going through the stuns that Nemesis is providing so far. But speaking of stuns, there goes Blastoise. Back to the Pokestone they go. And with all those yellow dots already taken out on the side of Vivid Arise, I think they're struggling to find a way to get the experience that they need for a proper fight.
Oh, there's no way Zacian Sanji charging up Sovereign Sword for a solo KO. That was personal. That felt vindictive, but Zacian might pay for it. Blastoise and Miraidon there targeting it down, but the rest of Nemesis coming in, taking everybody low. Blastoise on HP in a Dream. Bright Future Meteor Storm trying to look for the Zacian, but no, it gets out. It does not manage to escape that one. Nice play by Vivid Arise, finally trying to get some comeback experience, and we just crossed that 5-minute halfway point.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising the level difference between Cramorant and the Dodrio, but as I say this, we do have a good KO from the Cram, and that's going to give them a bit of XP, but before they get punished themselves, and with the Blastoise finally able to have their Unite, they Hydro Typhoon 3 members, but with just the Psyduck there to help, the Psy tries to do enough damage there with the Surf as well, but it might not be enough to take them out. Zacian will fall to the Duck of all time though, so perhaps we have a bit of light at the end of the tunnel for Vivid Arise. They're looking to pocket this Regirock for themselves, but they're just dropping like flies, unfortunately. We're going to go in for that one final Electro Drift, 1 HP and a Dream, Lobo, and somehow Nagiro is still able to win that fight.
Oh, unbelievable. Mewtwo came in right at the right moment, but Blastoise is here as well, surfing up, but Mega Mewtwo is on the field. Zacian is pulling this down. Psyduck is here. Regirock's resetting, but Blastoise unable to stand to the power of a Mega Evolved legendary Pokemon. Greedent has to pop its Unite move, trying to belch anything that moves, but it does not matter. Mewtwo finally outside that Mega, and I think Vivid Arise is going to be happy about that. But Miraidon! Oh, almost took that away, but Zacian managed to secure that Regirock.
They will be able to take that defense buff for their team, and when you have a Gudra, this is a great buff to have. They will take down the Miraidon as well. We're almost 300 points at this 3-minute mark for Nemesis here. So, I mean, the goal here for Vivid Arise is to break one of these pads at least, right? And it's going to be difficult, but we are going to get some levels now. The Cramorant hits at 13, which is good. Miraidon is at that level 12. We have the Gatling Bolt Missile to come through just to zone out and provide a bit of time. And the Jack will keep them sustained there away from the Zacian, but still no KOs, I think, for this fight.
It was a little bit of a late Unite, but Zacian is still low. Does hop onto the Duck, hoping to slice and dice it, make some dinner for later. Zacian is very low. Greedent also popping its Unite. Infinite Psy comes out, but it does not matter. How is Zacian still alive? Greedent is hunting down the dog with a sword. Does not matter. Greedent's going to go for a score, but there is no way in Arceus that they're managing to get that score in.
No, unfortunately not. With 10 seconds until the final stretch, Miraidon gets a last-minute dunk. Don't forget, Miraidon also needs Eos Energy for its move boost as well. So, unfortunately, they're just struggling to kind of even the field so far. Regieleki gets taken by the team as well. We're going to have an early engage with the Infinite Cybern to go through. The Sai not available for the dunk before he goes down. And the Surf serves them right into the wall, into the Claire's Claw of Sableye. And there goes 3 members of Vivid Arise.
Oh, the Reggie Lykes also walked into that top path. It's gone bad to worse for Vivid Rise. And now they're just doing a beautiful visual of Zacian's Sovereign Sword hammering down that Rayquaza, slicing it to oblivion. And Nemesis take a Rayquaza for the second time. Game number 2 goes to Nemesis against Vivid Rise. Unfortunately for that one, draft for your enemy. Those teams, those just unable to do anything. Zacian just so powerful right now for Nemesis. If you're watching, maybe take Zacian away from them.
Well, you can see the smile on the face of Relics. They're very happy with this performance. A very dominant one at it, especially since it was draft your enemy. 4 members now down for Vivid Rise. Only Nagira ready to go here in their home pad. The last minute of this game, it's all about padding your stats up, looking great for our second exhibition match of the ENGAGE Bootcamp.
Oh, unbelievable. They managed to take down this Gudra, which is a heavy ask here. They could do it. It's 40 seconds. They've still got tier 1s up, but might as well go for a score because you've got 4 members still alive. Greenet's about to come back, but there's Rex on that home pad. Just doing what a Sableye does. Having fun, living his best life. Let's see how many scores go in towards the end here, as Greenet's also heading towards that tier 1 at the bottom. Could be a closer game than we originally thought, Fu.
Oh, it's a bit hard, right? Tall mountain to climb. 10 seconds to go. Psyduck's already dancing. They know the result of this match will go on the side of Nemesis. But at the end of the day, right, this is all for fun. A great show of talent for both these teams. And what a wonderful way to end our draft your enemy rule set.
Yeah, no, that was actually a really fun game. I think there was a little bit of confusion at the start. Teams didn't really know what they were doing. So we got the 2 powerhouse Pokemon on either side, Miraidon, Mewtwo, and Zacian all seen again. And then I think the teams understood the assignment and drafting some other Pokemon that we don't really see. So exciting game by both teams. Nemesis is doing very well today, adapting to all the scenarios. We had a normal game number 1. We had this one, game number 2, but Food Production have told us what the next rule is going to be for these teams, so that hopefully the clear message is sent, and I'm excited to see how these teams play it next time.
I'm very excited for the next rule set we're going to be watching today, but a quick glance at the battle report. Vin is just so good on that dojo, right? Only taking 37k, but dealing so much more. Just made it super hard, I think, for anyone on Vivid Rise to actually take them down. And just, yet again, the battle record, the indication of how as soon as you have the lead, you just run with it. It's exactly what Nemesis dealt to Vivid Rise. Yeah,
absolutely. Unfortunately, Vivid Rise didn't really have anyone that could really chase down Dodrio, so Vin Diz or TTV Vin Diz are able to do what they do best. But look at that 94k damage from Mewtwo. It's exactly what we expected. But, Fu, do you want to let us know what the next rule set that these teams are going to be going after as we explain them, as you can see on the lovely team cameras below? I absolutely love that addition as well. But do you want to let us know what the next rule set is going to be?
Yeah, so we had your standard draft, we had your draft the enemy, and now it's about protecting the president, right? So my understanding is one person will be chosen in each team, and they're going to be the president, and they will need to be protected. And each time the president gets KO'd, the team actually gets 200 points. So a massive advantage will be given to, in the event that the president gets KO'd. So all these teams, they need to kind of I guess instead of playing for themselves, they kind of need to play for someone else for once. And I don't know whether there's any specific team comps, Tano, that is going to be good here. Perhaps I don't know, Clefable, Trevenant, Buzzwole is a great bodyguard to have. We'll find out what these teams are going to be cooking.
I'm so excited. I wonder if you guys are actually going to get to know who the presidents are so that we can actually keep track of that whilst on the stream. Obviously, you guys are there. You're going to get fed all of the important information as these teams go ahead. But I'm so excited to see this one go forward. Guys, what's the vibe at the Bootcamp HQ right now? How is it all feeling? I mean, it's your two guys' first time seeing each other in person, which is fantastic. We're so used to seeing you guys on different cameras. How does it feel to actually be there in person? And not only that, you're standing there together, casting and chatting to me. I feel left out, unfortunately, but I'm in the comfort of my own home. So tell me the vibes. Tell me what you guys are feeling. I'll start with Tano.
Great, mate. To be honest, the vibes in the entire bootcamp are off the charts, to be honest. There's so many teams here. They're all screaming each other. They're all playing Pokemon Unite. There's cheers. There's everything going on. Shouts left, right, and centre. It's very busy. As soon as you step outside of this production room, it is like being hit by a wall of sound, and it's very exciting, to be honest. And, you know, being able to stand here next to Fu, I mean, casting alongside him for so long in Pokemon Unite, but it's crazy that we now get to stand next to each other in the same room and cast these awesome games like Protect the President. It's just amazing, and this is why I love Pokemon Unite, buddy.
Excellent, Fu. Your first time in London, I believe. How excited are you? What's the vibes been? What have you been doing as we get this next game started? I just want to get, your thoughts. You seem to just have a smile plastered on your face, which is amazing to see. So just give me a rundown, the boot camp, London, your experiences.
Yeah, I mean, London has been so great. We landed on Saturday, perhaps, so we had a couple of days of great fun. But I mean, in my mind, it's always, apart from the actual game, playing Unite, scrims, or whatever, it's also meeting the people. And meeting Tana today has been absolutely fantastic. As you mentioned, Tana, we've been casting this game for multiple weeks, right? I mean, it was EU Weekly number 14 or 15 the other week, and that's gonna be that's like a third, maybe even more, close to half a year of casting Unite together. And I mean, one regret I have is I should have really dyed my hair, because I feel so underwhelming. I feel like I didn't get the memo here standing with Tana, because look at how good this blue looks. And let me tell you, the screen does not do it justice, Lobo. It is immaculate in person.
Mate, I've just got the biggest amount of FOMO that you could possibly understand. I think I gotta have to make a promise. It's gonna be one day all three of us will be in the same, but I'm gonna let you guys have this one. Cast together, guys. Same room. We've been given the names of the presidents. Have fun. I will talk to you guys soon.
Thank you, Lobo. We're gonna go through with the second, this new moveset, new rule set rather. It's gonna be Protect the President. So we do have Metallic will be the president for Nemesis, and it seems like for Vivid Arise, it's going to be a Nabi. So that's two players to watch out for, Tano.
That is, and the best part about it is that the other teams don't know who the president is. We do. We've got the insider information, but they don't. So not only do they have to work out who the president is, then they have to go for it. I'm excited for this, but I love these different kinds of rule sets. And as we've mentioned, the kind of president that you could pick is quite interesting. I think you want to go for something that's got quite a bit of self-sustain itself.
Yeah, that's a great point, Tano. And I think having a bit of self-sustain for yourself will mean that you don't depend on everyone. Don't forget, folks at home watching, every single time the president gets KO'd, it's plus 200 points for yourself. So it is going to be a utmost priority to make sure your president doesn't go down.
And that's why we're seeing a lot of support being chosen on the side of Vivid Arise here. Nagira is going to pick up the ho-ho. Now, of course, we know that is the president for Vivid Arise, but they don't know that on the side of Nemesis, and that's quite interesting, Fu, because that's probably not a mon you would expect a president to take. You expect that to be someone that is going to be trying to take those shots for the president. So I think that's quite a smart play by Vivid Arise.
Yeah, that's very good. I mean, being a defender as your president is going to be a huge task for the enemy team to take them down. Meanwhile, on the side of a Nemesis, Blastoise is also joining the field as their president as well. So these teams, I mean, it's probably not their first rodeo, it seems, picking up these Pokemons with not much hesitation. Psyduck, though, what a great Pokemon. It's not very tanky, you think about it as a duck. However, this little duck can get up to a lot of trouble and really disrupt something like NBJames coming in with that Zora Comfy and really protect Metallic, I think.
Vivid Arise taking the Zorak Comfy into a Protect the President play is exciting, buddy. And I do like that both teams here have gone for that defender pick for their presidents, because if I'm on the side of Vivid Arise and I'm looking at Nemesis, I'm thinking, who is the president here? Is it Vin Diesel so that they can get themselves out of sticky situations, or have they gone for the defender? So I really do like this. I think it's quite interesting. Same with Nagira picking up the ho-ho on the other side. Really exciting stuff here.
Well, that's very, very exciting indeed. And I think the other thing that makes it even more exciting is that at the end of the day, it's still a Unite game, Pano.
Yep.
We still have to get the most points scored. So regardless of whether you've taken down the president or not, we want that green dragon off the map. And you want to still have a draft that kind of sets them up for success. And before we get into that, we will have our goodbyes to Lobo. Lobo has casted our first 2 games. Thank you so much for coming in, Lobo. Any final words from you before you go?
Guys, it's so amazing to see what's going on over there. I wish I was there. All I can say it. I love the fake out from the Sableye because of Pokemon that just disappears. And that has to be the president, right? That's what they're going to think. But I'm so excited. I'm going to be watching the game, be watching the streams here. It is almost 3 o'clock in the morning, but I got to get my sleep. But I'm going to leave it with you guys. I leave it in good hands. Have a great time, guys. I know I miss you, and I know I wish I was there.
Good night, buddy. Absolute blast to be casting with you. But here we go then, Fu. It's Protect the President. Nemesis have taken 2 games so far. Vivid Arise looking for their first.
Vivid Arise, they will want to take one at least today's exhibition match, but we will have an invade coming out from Centino. I mean, if they are going to beat the president here, that's a very, very dangerous way to play the game, and they're going to get punished from the side are coming through.
I think they're probably going to work out that they are not the president now with that kind of play, but I don't think they know for certain who is. Psyduck now set up into this bush here. Of course, that Comfey getting attached to the Ho-Ho, which we do know is the president for Vivid Arise.
This is probably one of the most tankiest duos you can have, right? A Comfey onto a Ho-Oh there as we go through. But, I mean, it's all about trying to take it down and see whether you can at least, you can team wipe Tano, actually. You definitely have taken down the president.
Well, that's it. If you don't know who the president is, just take out everybody, and then you have managed to grab them and got yourself 200 Buckaroos for the fight. But here we go. The mid-birds did spawn, and they were taken straight away by Nemesis. A dive in by NBJames there, but they weren't able to get anything.
No, they weren't, unfortunately. Still 0 points on the side of Vivid Arise. We do have a Pikachu now lurking in the bush there with the Electroball to come through. What a great stun by Centino. And there goes your Miraidon. Oh, I mean, do they think that it's the president here, Tano? I'm not sure what's going through their mind right now.
They're just wondering, did we get ourselves 200 points there or did we not? That's the difficulty. And, of course, we know that it is this Blastoise, but this is why Protect the President is so fun, Fu, because they have no idea. They've just got to try and see if they can steal some KOs while still, as you mentioned, trying to win the game by scoring those points.
Yeah, now the Comfey will be attached to NBJames, so they're going to be looking at these type of farm in the middle here, but unfortunately, the full heal will be proc because the amount of stuns coming through from both the X-Scissor and also the Hydro Pump from Metallic is going to be very, very scary. Actually, it's going to be Water Spout, so we will have a Spinstoise, it seems, coming out from their president.
I like it. Blastoise going for the Beyblade, but here we have a dive from the Cerulean down into the Flux Zone. They're not able to pick up Pikachu. They are so weak, though. They got the Electro Ball, but they haven't been able to pick up the KOs. Miraidon does manage to find it, and Blastoise is on the field. We still haven't had a single president get KO'd yet, Fu.
No President's KO. That means both teams are doing their job. We do have Electro Jiv jumping onto NBJames, but that is not the target because the target is safely in the top part there for Vivid Arise. So they played this very, very well. We'll have the basement objectives coming out, but before then, we have a nice KO onto the Crustle for Vivid Arise. But here comes Metallic. I mean, Presidents are also good at knocking them out if you're going to be Spinstoise. And with that Cerulean to come through, it will be Vin trying to take out the Comfey. They don't manage to do so, Tano.
Oh, that is so tough, buddy. We do have President trying to rip down the Regirock here, but they need to be careful. The rest of the team has now come to provide some assistance. Ho-Ho has just had the entirety of that top lane to themselves until Miraidon has gone up there, and it now looks like Vivid Arise are going to put some attention on that Lecky there, Fu.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a contest for that top, I think, because this bottom Regirock is getting ripped so fast. Don't forget, a defense buff, Tano, is great for their president, especially if you're going to be running that Blastoise. Meanwhile, we do have the Comfey attaching onto the Ho-Oh. Fortunately, no score there on the side of Vivid Arise, but they will be able to distract them long enough for this little objective to come through. Oh, a bit of a tough situation for Relic. Gets the sidekick to try to displace the Sableye with Electro Drift. It will go down there, so Nemesis are able to defend that very well.
Oh, there we go. The Revenant Rend goes onto the president, and Nemesis make the first KO. That's 200 Buckaroos on top of the 188 they've scored here, Fu.
That's going to hurt for sure. And I mean, with this cab break on top side, yet again, Nemesis out on top. And a trap of the Sableye will also go down. just a little bit unfortunate. I think on paper, the draft that Villarai had brought in, although it has been great, it is a very tough, I think, to do enough damage, especially when you have something like a Blastoise hitting at level 10 already.
Yeah, I do like that they've gone for the spin toys here, actually, as your president, when you're coming up against that Zorak and Kumfei. I think it's a good decision, actually, mate. So it's going to be really hard to catch them, and that's what you want to do in this game mode. They still don't know who is the president, and it seems they're being quite cautious around the Blastoise. They're definitely not going for the Blastoise yet, so I don't think they know on Vivid Arise.
No, they don't. And maybe, in their minds, they've already knocked out a KO on the president. So they're like, it doesn't matter if we don't get the scores in. We have another engage, it seems. The 9-4 Dace goes through, but gets quickly shut down by the Remnant Ren. And Pikachu can only throw some Thunderbolts before going down to the Blastoise and the Miraidon as well. This is a great KO streak of 3 for your Cerule to knock down the president yet again. So Nagy not able to survive that ordeal.
That is crazy, buddy. The president on the side of Nemesis takes out the opposition. President Nemesis are coming well into the lead with this. An extra 400 points to say so. Some damage coming in here from Vivid Arise, but they're still not able to find the right target. Cerulege falls. Maybe they think that is the right target, but they don't know for certain. We do have the dive in with the Electro Drift from Miraidon, and it seems like both of these teams are just going to fight in this bottom lane whilst President Metallic goes to score some points.
Oh, to be a president though, president will be able to save the Comfey away, safely flies over the bush before NBJames will go down. Another thunderstorm to come through, but a huge bit of res will bring NBJames back into the fight, and they're going to come clean up. They take down the Crustle. Can they get some more in?
They really need to. They need the levels as well, because of course, whilst they can get the presidents, they need to make sure they score points and get the levels for Rayquaza. We're going to see NBJames try and get themselves away from here, but that sidekick from the Psyduck is a bit too much. The Meteors are raining on down from Miraidon, but you're not going to be able to catch a Zorak.
No, you're not, but they're not going to be the president they're looking for. The president is flying by themselves bot path. Do have a feint attack not connecting onto the Cerulege, so still one more objective to play in this bottom path. With that K onto Sableye, maybe now we have a numbers advantage come through. 1 HP in the Dream Psyduck as they quickly surf away their Tano.
Wow, NBJames trying to put the pressure on here with the Zorak, but unfortunately they don't have the rest of their team with them. They're going to have to retreat out of there and go for this farm. I like this decision, buddy. We've got a lot of those yellow dots on the field. You need to get those levels. Now we've got Metallic coming on in. President on the side of Nemesis is going to see if they can lock down NBJames, but Zorak is going to be able to dash away.
They are trying the best. The Rock Tomb will nearly be able to capture them. And here comes Sableye trying to disrupt this game. But the Spin Toy is just going to be too strong. I mean, on the side of Nemesis, their president is almost level 14. But on the side of Vivid Arise, I mean, it's just so hard, right? When the Ho is only level 11.
Yeah, that's so tough. I mean, I know it's a ho-ho, and they don't really need to be worried about hitting that level 13, but when you're coming up against level 14s, buddy, you need that self-sustain. NBJames gets caught out. That's going to be goodbye to them. Same with the Comfey. Nemesis are well in the lead as we hit this Rayquaza.
And I don't think Metallic's gone down at all, Tano, if I'm correct, on the side of Nemesis. So not only do they have the points lead, the level lead, they also have the advantage of not getting KO'd at all. We have a high Typhoon to go through to stun anyone from Vivid Arise to come through. Unfortunately, they weren't even able to make it to the Rayquaza pit. And I know points matter in this game, but what is more important is actually taking down Metallic here. And with that shield size from the Rayquaza, Tano, that is not an easy task.
That is not. They have a mountain to climb and then another, because more points are raining in here from Nemesis. 381 just in the Pokemon Unite game. You add on the 400 from taking down the presidents, and it is going to be Nemesis that take this third game. And with that, they're going to win the best of 5.
They definitely have set themselves up in an emphatic fashion. We're going to check whether there's able for another rule to come through for our 4th game. While we get that done, let's watch the ending of this one. A minute to go. I mean, the scores are, decently on the side of Nemesis, but don't forget, they still have double 200s because they were able to knock down the president. And with this, they are able to get 4 KOs as well. The last remaining member, of course, is going to be the president. and Ho is in a bad spot now with that CC coming out from Crustal.
Yeah, it's almost as if the nail in the coffin, unfortunately, for Vivid Arise. They take down the president. They're now a leadless team at the moment due to that. And that is going to be Nemesis taking this all the way again. They have won the best of 5 with the result of this game, but what a lot of fun that was. I mean, we had Draft the Enemy, we had a normal draft, we had Protect the President, and I just think that was a lot of fun to see both of these teams come in, get involved, and just really have a good go at each other.
Yeah, big shout out to both Nemesis and Vivid Arise for putting up a fantastic display of what Unite's all about, right? We've seen the competitive side. We're going to see more over the weekend, but let's not forget how fun it is to play a Pokemon game that's also a MOBA.
That 100% is it. That's why we're all here today. That's why we're all going to be here at the weekend. It is Pokemon Unite, and it's an absolute blast. And I hope those teams have had fun. We see them shaking hands here on the player cams. Everybody has enjoyed that action. But it is going to be Metallic that wins it for Nemesis. They didn't get taken down once in that game, taking 6 KOs themselves, 16 assists. 21k damage taken, the lowest damage in the game for that president there, Fu.
This is just a president that knows how to be protected, but also knows how to go on the offensive as well. Unfortunately, for Nagira, they were not really at a lot of the fights. They're really saving up the United moves to bring back in their team, but without another defender in front of them, it's a little bit difficult to protect yourself as well. So what a stick display. Well, I think we might be able to get some replays, coming out, perhaps?
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a little bit of highlight action going on here in this game. See if we see the presidents getting defeated. This is where we see Nagari trying to see if they can dive in to save their team, but then the rest of Nemesis concentrates around them. They nearly get out, but Revenant Rend is too hard to get away from, Fu.
No, it's really a difficult thing unless you have full heal, isn't it? So the replay just showed it, just from the get-go, Nemesis having that lead, knocking down, I think the first time they were able to KO the president, they found at least confidence in the team wipe, at least, to know that, they've got such a huge lead, and then it's all about showing off, right? Another Revenant Rend that connects so well, picks up a KO, so you got 3, I think, in this fight, with Metallic themselves taking out the Comfy as well.
There's another president taken down, Metallic managing to get the better of that president battle, and I think we're going to see more the same here. What is interesting about this, Fu, is that both of these teams, as soon as they were done, went over to the other one and was like, who was the president? We need to know. Did we get those KOs? Of course, Nemesis did manage it. Unfortunately for Vivid Arise, Metallic was untouched.
Metallic is a very, very talented player, and I think a right choice for the president as well. And sometimes you gotta remember, every time you get KO'd, right, you're giving away the experience. So I think this game mode really allows him to kind of understand how important it is not to get KO'd, regardless of if you know who the president is on the other side. But I hope everyone, folks at home, had a fantastic time watching 2 very, very strong teams go up against each other in a really fun mode as well. And just at the end, Nemesis coming through 3-0 is no surprise to their ability to play the game in all sorts of fashion, including showing off, the power of the presidency as well. So I think that's what we have for everyone in terms of the exhibition match, but a lot more fun things to broadcast on stream for you guys today.
That we do. I mean, me and Few are going to be going up against each other for some snacks shortly, so you'll want to be making sure that you're staying around for that. We also have player interviews, and we're also going to go through our top EUIC picks alongside power rankings for the India region. So we've got a lot of exciting stuff coming on up. I believe we're getting prepared to just talk about the EUIC predictions before we head to a break chat, and then we're going to go get these interviews set up. We've got a couple of players to interview. We have the head of ENGAGE themselves to interview, so make sure you're sticking around for that action. We're just waiting to hear from production. Here we go, top 5 predictions for EUIC. This is myself, Fu, and Lobos. Mine here on the left hand side, buddy. I feel like I went with Luminosity just because of how strong of a team they really are. You can never count them out. I was the only one that threw Tuzzy Esports in there because I feel like they've been very impressive this year, and I think they're going to shock some people coming into EUIC here. Nouns, I mean, you just can't count them out, can you? They're just such a strong team. Gen 5 on there as well, because I feel like, again, just like Nouns, very strong team. They're just getting better. And then I had to throw Lelovers on there. They're my favourite EU team. They have to be there.
Yeah, I think Lobo probably echoes your sentiment there with Lelovers also being on their top 5. They also have Nouns, Luminosity rather, and also Gen 5 and Nemesis. I mean, Nemesis, a team that is on both myself and Lobo's rosters because, I mean, we just watched how well they can play this game, right? So definitely a very worthy shout to them. And on my side, I have similar comps, except Orange Juices has made my list because I'm a huge fan of them. Both Orange Juice and Orange Juices alike. I think they have some fantastic players. I think they are going to be the team to watch in today's, or this weekend's EUIC.
And I mean, if anything, Nemesis deserve the award for having the best logo, I think. Look how incredible that logo is. Although Orange Juices are giving them a run for their money, I love that logo there as well. But yes, they are our top 5 predictions for EUIC. Let us know what yours are in the chat. We would love to know what people are thinking with the power rankings for EUIC at the moment. It's very, very exciting. But we're going to head to a quick break, chat, while we get these interviews set up for you. Grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack. We will be back with you very shortly. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I am here with none other than Lykes from Vivid Arise. How are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing really well. It's such fun here.
How was it going up against Nemesis there in that exhibition match?
It was really fun because the guys were like down. Yeah, was just next to us sitting.
Yeah.
So we can hear each other. So it was really fun seeing like with the protected resident. I thought it was comfy and we hear that. So we were like safe.
We did think that because obviously we knew who the president was here in production, and I thought like all the teams are going to be like, who is the president, and try and tag it out. But I liked your tactics because you both went with defenders for your president, so it was like you wouldn't suspect that.
Yes.
So I love that. It was great tactics. But no, it's awesome to have you guys here. So we're just going to ask you a couple of questions, buddy. First of all, I want to have a bit of an understanding on where you came from as a team, when you came together, how long have you been playing together?
Yeah, like we started in October last year.
Yeah.
Playing together a bit. We were like comfy. We were like playing against Team Germany and other big teams, and it was working really well. We lost, but it was really okay. So we thought to just play, look what UCS is bringing. Last month we hit it in top 9 in UCS.
Yeah.
So we were like confident going to London.
Yeah.
Poorly or jungler couldn't come because of private problems. So we swapped in James. It was working well last 2 scrims, and we are looking forward to see what's happening tomorrow.
Exciting stuff. Yeah, I mean, obviously you've got a full weekend of action coming on in. Now, talking about that, obviously you're competing against other regions. It may be EUIC, but you're going up against NA, you're going up against Brazil, LATAM.
Yes.
How does it feel having that sort of cross-region sort of tournament going on?
It's really exciting. Like, I'm a big fan from Luminosity Gaming.
Yes.
I think like everyone. We're really excited to play against them. We doesn't know what we have to practice for against the regions because every region is playing different. Like Asia have their own style, NA has their own style. But we think we can like at least challenge the big teams in NA and Asia.
Yeah.
So let's see what's happening tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, do you feel like, because I feel like in the past year or so, EU has struggled when it came to UCS, or at least at the World Championships. I mean, other regions did as well. Japan was putting on an absolute show. Do you think EUIC is stronger coming into UCS this year?
I think
Just the EU
teams are getting always better this year. Like I mean, like top 8 team is really doing really good.
Yeah.
So NA is like they're always swapping who's top 1, top 2. Like it's either Luminosity or I think Nemesis or Orange Juicer. So that's really going to be competitive. Because Nouns is really playing good as well. They're swapped in India, I think, for someone. But I think you can make a stand in UIC to beat NA, even Asia maybe. But I'm looking forward to see that.
Awesome. I like it. And just your opinion around the 500 score point mode that's going to be coming in. Are you excited for it? How are you feeling about it?
I think it's like really... it's going to be weird at the first time for EU because we are like not like in Asia who are just playing like not really score count but really pointy.
Yeah.
We are more like rumbling, fighting, having goals laid down late. I just wanted to look how it is. I can't decide now, but it looks really funny. Yeah.
I think it's going to be very interesting, even from like a casting perspective. Like, we're going to have so many different comps, and it's going to be really interesting.
It will change many things.
Exactly. I'm very excited for it, to be honest. But speaking about things that have changed, of course, here at EUIC we have 2 teams from China that are coming to compete.
Yeah, that will be really interesting.
Like, what do you think they're going to bring to it? Because of course they've got a completely different way of playing it.
I don't know, because they have another meta, like they are playing leftovers, many in Asia, in China.
Yeah.
Like, EU doesn't play any leftovers.
It's like solo queue.
Yeah, so they have to change their items, and maybe their picks either, because they're picking mons around leftovers, for example. So they have to change a lot, what could be a positive point for EU and NA.
Yeah, 100%. Very exciting, buddy. I mean, good luck for the whole entire weekend. It's been an absolute joy having you here today.
Thank you.
And being able to meet your team in general has been one of my highlights already, buddy. So thank you for being here. Thank you for taking part. We are going to head to a quick break here, chat, whilst we get another interview prepared with none other than NBJames, the sub that Vivid Arise have brought in. So good perspective there, and Fu is going to take over that. So we will be back in literally 2 minutes.
There we go. Welcome back, everyone, to the Bootcamp stream from ENGAGE. I'm here with NBJames. I mean, we saw their Zorak last game. It was quite crazy, and I'm so glad to have the opportunity to actually interview. Well, James, how are you going today?
Oh, not too bad, honestly. It's been a fun day, honestly, for real. It's been a very fun day.
Right, and you've been here for a while now in the bootcamp today, or?
Yeah, we've been here for a while. We've been here since about 1 p.m.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's earlier than when I got here, guys. So that's great from them. Now, we were talking backstage, and you was telling me how you were kind of a new addition to Vivid Arise. Do you want to tell us about that story? Because the other 4 members are, like, they played together already, but you're kind of, like, added in last minute, right?
Yeah. So basically what happened with that was that they ended up losing a player, and they were scrambling around trying to find a player, and one of their coaches came to me and was like, hey, I know you're going to EUIC. Are you able to join this team?
Yeah.
Right? And I was looking through the members list, and I saw someone that I knew. And I was like, you know what? Sure.
Okay. Well, now, I mean, you might be the lucky charm, right? Kind of last minute addition. Sometimes it's these players that can make the difference on the teams. Now, going against the Nemesis, though, how did you feel about that? Because they're like arguably like one of the best teams, right, in the world. How was it versing them, especially on a LAN event as well?
Well, I can see the difference within the score, and I can see why they're such a formidable team.
Right, okay.
And I do have a lot of respect for them as well.
Yeah.
Just because I can tell that there is a skill difference between me and them.
Okay, cool. I mean, well, who's your favorite player then on Team Nemesis? Do you have one? Someone that maybe you look up to, or maybe you're like, oh wow, they diff me so much. Or like, oh, this is just a cool guy that we met.
I can't think of a favorite, honestly, because they're all just really good people, honestly.
That's a very smart answer, mate. Very diplomatic, very media trained.
Very media trained.
Speaking of media trained, though, one of the crazy questions that we were asked as competitive players is, for example, if you were able to pick a Pokemon and give themselves a holoware that you'd like, what is the Pokemon and what holoware would you give them? And while I give you a bit of time to think about it, I'll tell you guys mine. So one of my favorite characters, like I love Pikachu, and I think Pikachu has so many different holowares already, but I really want to see a go-to-work Pikachu. It's one of the plushies that you can buy at the Pokemon Center, actually, with a little briefcase and a bit of tie. And in my line of work, we do a lot of stuff where we have to wear suits and stuff like that. So having a Pikachu like that would be a fantastic addition to my collection. What about yourself?
I think a Cramorant skin would be
Cramorant.
So in what I was thinking was more of a Cramorant with a little Sharpedo hat. So when he's diving, he has in Marvel Rivals where you have Jeff and you have the little shark thing.
Yeah.
Every time you dive, you see the little shark thing just go down.
And you guys have the sound effect as well, right? So,
exactly.
I mean, Pokemon Unite, you guys got to listen to these fantastic ideas, maybe add it to the game. Even if it's a golden box, perhaps, that we're able to still put it in, for NBJames. Maybe, once it comes out, your name comes across the page, NBJames, created by NBJames. Anyway, guys, this has been fantastic. This has been an interview with NBJames from Vivid Arise. We'll have so much more content going on in this stream coming right up. We'll send it to a quick break, and I'll catch you guys very, very soon.
Hello, chat, and welcome back. We've got none other than the founder for ENGAGE here, Zenith. How are you doing today, mate?
I am absolutely buzzing. I'm on very little sleep, and if you can hear it outside, we've got so many teams in today,
Yes.
and they're all going at it. You know, Orange Juice is literally right behind me, so I want to kind of do this piece. I want to get back out there, and we've got up to about 11 p.m. So another 6 hours of this.
We're raring for it to go. So many massive teams out there. Lelovers, We've got Orange Juices, Nemesis are already here.
Yeah.
There's massive teams taking part in this EUIC and this bootcamp just before it. How does that feel for putting this on?
It feels phenomenal. I don't think it's sunk in because I'm inside it. I'm watching everything happen, but people from the outside are like, there's not been anything like this in the UK. No one's done anything like this. And I was speaking to Giant X's events manager, and I was like, well, you guys are seeing it for the first time. There's nothing that's been happening like this in the UK, and no one's doing it for Pokemon Unite.
Yes.
Right? And I thought this is the best opportunity for us to really help with Unite since we've done it globally as well. So let's see how it goes.
100%, mate. And as we say, ENGAGE has seen massive success in this past year, especially in this Pokemon Unite scene. What do you think is the driving factor of that?
I think, honestly speaking, it is all about how we work with people.
Yeah.
I think the best thing about ENGAGE is we are not just working with them, getting them tournaments, or, if you really look at it, like a very good example is Komai Esports. Komai Esports, we made zero money out of Komai Esports. We helped them with accommodation. We helped them from getting them from the airport to their accommodation. We've done so much just so that we can kind of make it easier and more convenient for people. And that's what that kind of service that we provide. We have really good relations with people.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is really, really useful in a scene that's not the biggest scene out there. It's growing,
100%.
and having those kind of good connections and a good relationship is definitely a key thing that helps us get very far. It makes our team very big as well.
It does. I mean, it feels amazing to be a part of it, to be honest. And so what made you want to create ENGAGE, and what is the ultimate goal here?
Yeah, I think with ENGAGE, I think it's a company that, coming from a teaching background myself, I really wanted to kind of formalize esports as a career path for many people that are coming out of school. Like, you can tell your parents, say, this is something that I want to grow up and get older and actually do as a career. And in my day and age and your day and age, people would have laughed at us. My parents are looking at this, and some of our parents are looking at this thinking, well, actually, this isn't a serious industry. Now, I need to find a practical way to take a student or a young person and bridge them across universities and colleges where they can do courses within esports and then take them into the pro level scene. And we're working with universities in the UK. We've got things planned coming up that you're involved with as well, that we want to kind of really get university to get into grassroots and at least start building the UK scene as well. As much as we've been focused on India and various other countries, we really want UK to do well as well.
100%. I mean, that leads me into my next question. People working in ENGAGE come from all over the globe.
Yeah.
So what's it like working with a multi-regional team?
I think on the one hand, it means that where there's workflow, because this is a very, very important tip that I can tell you and all the viewers here, okay? The most important thing is having more hours in your day, right? And most people are like, but how can you have more hours in your day if you only have 24 hours in a day, right? But actually, it's about leveraging other people's hours.
Yeah.
And it's about everyone doing a little bit. It's not about one person doing 24 hours, but if 24 people do 2 hours, you've got 48 hours. That's 48 hours on top of my 24 hours. So using that time regions in that way is an advantage for production. It's an advantage for streaming. It's an advantage for content creation. The disadvantage is trying to get them all into one meeting. Right? And you've seen that, right?
It's very
It's
true.
hard.
I've seen that firsthand, mate.
Yeah.
And then, for the final question, what is next for ENGAGE?
Right, so next we are, as mentioned, we're going to go into university scenes in the UK. We want to go into more LAN tournaments. We've done a whole LAN event. I'm looking at it and I'm going to get feedback and I want to review it, see what worked. And we're going to use this to then pilot over or plateau over onto another different gaming arena. We want to host more tournaments. We want to do EU. We want to look at maybe doing a LAN tournament in France. We can literally see where we go, and it will mean a lot more traveling for me and you.
I don't mind, mate. It's exciting. If I get to come and cast Pokemon Unite, I don't care where I'm doing it. I'm happy to do so. Same for Marvel Rivals, by the way. But yes, that is going to be it there, chat. That was ENGAGE founder here at Zenith that was going through a couple of things with us there. So thank you so much for being here, buddy. It's been a pleasure. We're going to head to a quick break while we get our next section ready for you, chat. We've got a few more things coming before we end this stream. So grab yourself a drink and a snack. We'll be back very soon.
Thank you, guys.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Oh, wrong sides here. So I feel like, hey, we'll do it. Ant and Deck here.
That's it.
We've had an absolute blast so far. We've got a couple more things to bring you, and we're going to be going through the power rankings for the India region in this section here, which is going to be exciting. We actually got our team that handles that region to get some power rankings together for us. But just before, we do need to mention, of course, Nouns. This wouldn't be possible without Nouns Esports. They have their own funds tournament that they run. We were able to put a project together for it, put a proposal in, and you all voted for it. We came third in that, and they have been able to provide us with a lot of the funding, and everything that's been going on here today has been possible because of Nouns Esports. So an absolutely massive shout out to them. Everybody go on to nouns.gg's website and just get involved with their community, because they do absolutely amazing stuff for not only the Pokemon Unite community, but all communities in gaming. So go check that out.
100%. Now, we do have the power rankings now, Tano, that we're going to go through and introduce all these fantastic teams, and maybe, spice it up a little bit with now that there's things at stake, right? The 1 to 8 we've got on the board. I'll bring us the first 3, and we maybe can talk about it quickly.
Yeah.
These are going to be your top 3 of the region of India. SAUL Esports. I think that's Revenant X Esports and Global Esports. All esports orgs going to be landing our top 3 here for our India power rankings. But I mean, SAUL, we know Zen, one of the most impactful member of ENGAGE as well. They're also a manager for their team, and this team has a lot of achievements, I think, under their belt.
No, they do. I mean, we have a couple of notes here. So, SAUL Esports, or Seoul, either way you want to pronounce it, they are happy with either, by the way. They are the 2-time India Regionals winner, the number 4 ranked at ACL, and they have won the number 2 winter tournament as well. So they've got a lot of wins under their name already.
They definitely do. And speaking of wins, we do have Revenant Esports taking number 2. They were second in the ACL, which is, I think, a huge achievement in itself.
Oh, yes.
But they were also able to win some grassroots tournaments, especially the big ones, right? Like a winter tournament. They were able to take out the dub over there as well. So they're going to land ourselves spot number 2.
Yeah, and of course, Global Esports there at number 3. India Regionals runner-up there. Number 2 in ACL, another massive achievement. And of course, number 3 within the winter tournament. This has been a very close region so far.
Yeah, definitely. And I think this next team, number 4 on the list, has been really the definition of a dark horse. Godlike Esports came out of nowhere, took down some titans of the region in an incredible run, and they were able to take out the ACL and become the champions. I mean, that deserves at least number 4 in my books.
Oh, easy. I mean, it's such a stacked region, is India. There's so many teams that are really tough to beat, to be honest. And the fact that, Godlike Esports came out and won the ACL, they got the championships, and they have managed to really get themselves secured in spot 4 is a huge shout. Same with 6 Upper Moon. They were 8th within the ACL, and they were 4th within the winter tournament. So they comfortably sit into that 5th spot.
Now, I'm very sad that 6 Upper Moon didn't get number 6 and number 5. Just a little bit of my OCD going on. But in number 6, we're going to have True Rippers. True Rippers is one of, I guess, the fan favorites as well in a lot of the India weeklies that we get to watch. And, sometimes they do go by the name. They do rip their Rayquaza in their favor. And they were able to lock in that number 7 at ACL and also come 5th in the winter tournament.
Huge for them. Reckoning Esports showing themselves up there in 7th position. They were 5th at ACL. They were the top 16 winter tournament. And they didn't have the same lineup as they did in ACL, which is why they were 16 that we felt in the winter tournament compared to the ACL, buddy.
And just to round off our power rankings for India, we do have God's Reign. They really love the word God, I think, in their thing. And obviously in esports, a lot of enthusiasm in this region for this game. But God's Reign, they did achieve number 6 in ACL and were able to hit the top 16 in the winter tournament. I'm sure, especially the teams from the 5th onwards, they're looking to climb these rankings throughout the season and maybe, surpass the expectations that everyone has placed on. I mean, for sure, Godlike Esports, I want to see them climb through the charts here, Tano. Maybe hit that number 1 with the momentum they have so far.
Yeah, coming off that, I can just see them continuing to climb, beat those 3 teams above them there. It would not surprise me at all. Anyone on this top 8 ranking would not surprise me to be the number 1 team for this region not long before the end of this UCS season. So that is it, chat. That is your power rankings for India here from Engage. We got our India correspondents to get that together for us. We're now going to head to another quick break, very quick, because we're going to battle it off in snacks here. I've got my British snacks. Who's got the Aussie snacks? Let's see who wins.
See you guys very, very soon. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, hold on.
Hello, everybody. We're just getting their snacks ready. We have British snacks versus Aussie snacks. We have literally a tray full of snacks right now. I'm going to see if I can show you it. Look at that. All ready to go. Now, where do you think we start here?
Well, I mean, I said before, we leave the Tim Tams until the end because that is something I definitely want to get you to try at the the end of it all when we go through all the snacks. But how about we start off with maybe an Aussie snack, maybe the Caramello Koala, which is a staple for a lot of the kids.
A dairy milk
lunchboxes.
Koala.
So koala, obviously, one of the native animals to Australia.
Oh, it's melted.
It's tastes different with caramel oozing out of it.
It is oozing. Caramel is oozing out of it.
Let's see what Tano thinks.
It's official. Look at all that caramel. Okay, here we go. Okay.
Tell me. What's the flavors like?
There's a lot of caramel.
Okay.
It's very smooth. Quite rich.
Right.
I quite like that. So we have a thing called a Freddo.
Yeah.
That is basically this without the caramel, shaped like a frog.
Yeah, I think we have that as well. But Australians, they love the caramel, I think. And when you have caramel, you got to have koala because it has the same type of sound to start with alliteration.
That is right.
But okay, well, before you continue, let's keep our palates fresh for the next bit.
That was so nice, though.
I know it wasn't. I have plenty more Tano in my bag for you later. All right, well, should I try the Jaffa cakes?
I think you should try Jaffa cake.
What is a Jaffa cake before I dig in?
There is many debates over whether Jaffa cake is a biscuit or a cake.
Okay.
You'd think cake because of the name.
Yes.
But it did actually win the best dunkable biscuit recently.
Ooh.
Which, if anybody knows British culture, we dunk a lot of biscuits in our tea.
Well,
I wouldn't be doing that with a Jaffa cake. But what it is you have like a soft cakey bottom.
Wow.
And then you have an orange layer.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they cover it in chocolate as well.
So orange
chocolate. Orange and chocolate, mate.
All right, let me go.
What are you thinking?
I did not. Okay, I'm going to say, everyone at home, when you first look at the base of this, you don't think it's going to be soft, right? And I think I'm pleasantly surprised that when I'm eating it, it's not like a crunch. Because what's in the middle, I'm not sure whether I'm the biggest fan of orange and chocolate, but it's pretty nice, actually. And, cheers to that. I will finish this Jaffa cake.
We have so many things that are orange and chocolate here in the UK. Terry's chocolate orange is a Christmas gift that we always have, and it's literally a big ball of chocolate that has an orange flavouring in it. It's actually really nice, buddy. So yeah, that is a Jaffa cake. It's a literal staple here within the UK.
Yeah, and I take that in, and I will not comment any further. Still do not want to be enemies to this region. But speaking of, I guess, flavours and something new, let's try the cherry ripe on your side.
Cherry ripe.
So this is personally one of my favourite chocolates to have. I don't know whether it's exclusively to Australia, but what it does have is, instead of orange, it has another fruit. It's got cherries inside. And don't know whether you're the biggest fan of cherries, and don't know whether you like cherries with chocolate, but this definitely is it's a bit different. With a bit of coconut, I think, on the inside as well.
Okay, so like a coconut cherry taste. I'm not a fan of cherry, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
Let's do it.
Oh,
that's a massive bite. Let's go.
All in, buddy. All in. That's so interesting.
The texture's a bit different too, right?
Well, I was expecting it to be like a caramel kind of flavor, but it's not. It's more like a bounty.
Yeah, we do have bounties. Yes.
It's literally like that, and it is coconutty.
Yeah,
I can't really taste much cherry. But it's
your relief, I think.
100%. But it does taste like it's literally like a bounty.
Fantastic. Well,
that's so weird. Look at it, Joe Chat. It's got like a red sort of center rather than coconut. That's so interesting.
There we go. Like I said, I have plenty more, ladies and gentlemen. Plenty more at home. All right. Well, the next one I think we should try is quite interesting because we were talking behind the scenes. This is the dairy milk chocolate from Cadbury. Now, there is a dairy milk in Australia too from Cadbury because it is an international franchise. However, Tano, you said it might taste different whether it's from across the world or in this region. So I'm going to break up a chunk and see whether...
I mean, our basic example was that Fanta in the US tastes very different from Fanta here in the UK. just due to the different sugar that the countries use. So we wondered if that was the case with dairy milk.
So the difference already is that you guys have chocolates that are more like rounded, whereas we have kind of like
Very blocky.
things.
Yeah.
So that's the difference right there.
Cheers
folks
to that,
at home.
mate.
Cheers, indeed.
Oh no, that is different.
You know what? I was gonna say it tastes exactly the same. So maybe my palate is less refined than yours, Tano. That's what we've learned today.
I'll take that, buddy. No, it feels, I mean, not too different, but it kind of tastes a bit richer.
Ooh, the aftertaste is different. I'm getting like a cardboardy. Maybe cardboard's not the right word. My bad.
A cardboard flavour is not what you want in sweets.
I think we should have come with a bit of water, Tano, before.
I think we need more Red Bull.
Now let's cleanse our palate with something instead of sweets. Let's go the savory route. How about you introduce to us the Walkers, which you talked about?
Here we go, chat. If anybody knows the UK, it's all about Walkers for our crisps. Not only that, but being in the UK, we like to put everything on bread and butter. There is a thing here called a crisp sandwich, which is where
with these ones,
literally, and cheese and onion is a favourite for crisp sandwiches.
wow,
You'll just get bread, butter it, put these on top,
yeah,
another bread slice, there's your sandwich.
okay,
So, yeah, here we have cheese and onion Walkers,
okay.
and get your
I'm
teeth into
sold.
that one, buddy.
Well, that's a huge.
That's
shift.
a huge one.
All right, this is a one biter, I think. All right, maybe I can get closer to Mike for a bit of ASMR if anyone is interested.
Good crunch. Right?
That is a great crunch.
And it tastes just like cheese and onion.
I think they hit the flavor on the mark. Walkers might be the go because we have over there we have just onion. I think it might be cheese and onion as well, but the flavor is very similar. However, I think the way that the chip actually crunched in my mouth, that was very good.
That was a good crunch.
That is probably one of my favorites so far coming out from.
Ooh, okay.
So I'm gonna give it to that. Let's do some of the Haribo maybe before we get into the one and only Tim Tam that I would like to try. That is really the bread and butter.
I also have Turkish delight.
Oh yes, we need to go to
Which I'm a bit-
Okay. So I don't expect this to taste very different, but maybe like you said, the sugar could be different.
That could be.
Maybe less.
Let's give it a go.
Yeah, let's go. Cheers. Whoa. This is way more chewy than the Haribo I'm used to. That's like gum for a bit, I think. No, but then it's actually good. It's like a little trampoline for my teeth, to be honest. Bouncing up and down.
That's fair.
But it's pretty nice. I think I'm a big fan. I'm like kind of a lolly person and then a chocolate person. So I think lollies are really...
I would say the same, to be fair, mate.
Yeah. All right, do you want to go for your Turkish delight?
Right, I
which,
tell you what, mate. If I'm having to eat Turkish delight, you're also having to eat Turkish
All
delight.
right, I'll have a Turkish delight with you as well. I did pack another one just for this scenario.
Good.
I'm a big fan of Turkish delight, actually. I used to
Really?
not like them. I used to not like the jelly
I never
inside.
liked it as a kid, but this is of course from your homeland, so it may be different. We'll have to wait and see.
All right, cheers.
Cheers to that one, buddy. Oh my god, very, very chewy.
Give everyone a quick, unfocused look at the center. Oh, whoa. It focused.
Wow, we were.
Whoa. Oh, did not work. Tano is making the no face.
Nah.
Right?
The less said about that Turkish delight, the better.
Reminds me of the movie Narnia. The guy sold the family out for Turkish delight.
Oh no. I'm sorry. It needs to reevaluate their life, mate. Turkish delight ain't worth selling people out for.
Turkish not delight.
Turkish not delight at all. There is no delight in that.
All right, but I saw your curveball. Right, eat something that maybe you didn't like the taste of, so that this next snack is gonna blow your socks off.
Okay.
All right, we need a proper introduction for this next one, so I'll chat. It is the Tim Tam, and for those that don't know, this is what. Well, they normally don't come in a family pack, but I was able to get one, just without falling it down. That's what it looks like. Every single family loves this. you cannot be in the country if you don't like this snack. It is one of the best chocolate biscuits. I don't even know what it is. And people like to use it as a straw when you're eating, when you're drinking tea.
Yeah.
It's a great way to balance the flavors of the bitterness, right?
Okay.
You bite both ends, you slurp it with like a straw, and it's really, really nice. Obviously, we don't have tea today, but we have the next best thing, which is just the Tim Tam by itself. So,
Okay.
this is a big moment, Tano. This affects our relationship as casters.
So what you're saying is that everybody in Australia loves Tim Tams, and if you don't, you're not an Australian.
No, you're not.
So me liking this chart determines on whether I will be allowed into Australia to come see Fu.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, let's give this a go.
Cheers, mate.
Oh god, I didn't expect it to be so biscuity, but I like it. Yeah.
But like with tea?
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, it's very crunchy. But as soon as you crunch into it, chat, it kind of dissolves in your mouth.
Yeah.
And then you've got like a chocolate cream.
It doesn't focus.
Wow. Okay.
It's very nice, isn't it?
I'm a fan of the Tim Tam. I'm officially a fan of the Tim Tam.
There we go.
That's
Tano,
quite nice.
I can talk with Tano. I can keep casting with Tano. The friendship is secure. It's a great time.
It makes me think of like a penguin bar over here, but
Penguin
better.
bar. Oh, okay.
So we have like penguin bars that are very similar to that, but that tastes better. And penguin bars are a fan favorite over here in the UK.
Okay.
So yeah, that's pretty impressive, mate.
Well, what I was thinking is like you guys like to drink tea, right? There's always, a lot of the teas are named after English breakfast tea, all these ones. It's crazy that Tim Tams haven't made the mark yet. And maybe they want to keep it to the Australian jurisdiction, not sure. But perhaps this might be an idea. Bring it to the UK, and people like, everyone that likes drinking tea, maybe have a Tim Tam as well.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, let's get some Nouns sponsored Tim Tams. Hey, I mean, Nouns have been absolutely incredible today. We wouldn't have been able to put any of this on without them. Of course, doing the Nouns Fund tournament that they do. It was number 4 that we put a proposition in for. So they've already done 3 rounds already.
Wow.
Where they funded some amazing opportunities in so many different communities. And I feel like everybody has to go check out nouns.gg. Such an incredible team that are doing so much for so many different communities within the gaming arena. So go check that one out, chat. And of course, a huge shout out to that team for being able to just enable us to put this on, to be honest. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I think this has been my favourite segment, mate.
Likewise, mate, yeah. I mean, I love eating, so, whenever there's snacks and stuff like that, it's a great time.
It has been a blast. So I think that is going to be it for us today, though, chat. We may be able to bring you some highlights, but we are going to head off now. It's been an absolute blast to bring you this exhibition match and a lot of this action afterwards. We will be back, of course, after EUIC with some more action. Our weeklies are not going anywhere. They'll be back following the next Friday. But hey, all I can say, Fu, it's a pleasure to meet you in person. Cast with you in person.
It's a great time. It's always been a great time, Tana, and I think this really changes the game for me. Being able to cast with you in person. We were talking about before how it is so different, right? Because when the action's in front of you, you're not sitting in a computer talking to someone, over the internet. It's right here, right now, and I hope everyone at home enjoyed the action we're able to bring for you guys today. But as you said, each week we're going to have your EU weeklies coming back. Some of the fantastic teams we got to watch today will also be playing. I mean, ENGAGE puts up so many awesome events. I think there's no stopping us so far.
100%. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, chat. Enjoy EUIC. If you see me and Fu there, come say hello, get some photos. I'm the guy with the blue hair. This is the dashing Australian. Come and give us a shout. We'll do some photos with you. And of course, have an awesome time, chat. We will see you later.